Cutting up gang, man. Look, there was a time where us barbers didn't need no barber license to be barbers, and I gotta tell y'all about it. Man, look.
If I need a cut, nah.
I'm about to get you together. By the end of the 19th century, the profession of barbering had completely separated from religion and medicine. Emerging as an independent profession, during the late 1800s, the profession structure changed and it began to take new direction. The information of employer organization known as the Master Barber Groups and employee organizations known as the Journeyman Barber Groups was the first step towards upgrading and regulating the profession. During this era, the emergence and growth of the organization helped establish percentage and standards that are a part of today's barbering profession. A noteworthy example is the Barbers Protective Association, organized in 1886. In 1887, it became the Journeyman's Barbers International Union of the America as its first convention in Buffalo, New York, affiliated with the American Federation of Labor. By 1963, the name had changed again to the Journeyman Barbers, Hairdressers, Cosmetologists. Passed in 1897, the first barber license law set standards for sanitation, minimum education, and license requirement for barbers and barbershops in the state of Minnesota. Minnesota was the first state in the United States to pass the barber license. The setting of standards was important because at the time, it was common for towels, shaving, brushes, and other barbering tools to be used more than one customer without being disinfected in between. We all experienced seeing some of that in the barber game, cutting up game. Like, man, I know you didn't just use that razor again. We in a time where we're using breakable razors. Dispose that razor after you use it on a client. Do not clean that razor. Do not use that same razor on another client. I mean, I think you could get like a pack of breakaway 10 blades for like $1. Come on, man. You feel me? But Minnesota passes, they like, man, you know, y'all got to become licensed because y'all spreading, you know. These practices provided ample opportunity for bacteria, parasites like headlights, and infection like ringworms and herpes to be spread from one person to another, casting a bad light on barbers and barbershops in general. Similar laws that included hand washing rather than stick astringents, regular floor sweeping, and the disinfection of tools was soon passed in other states in response to the need to protect the public from infectious conditions. They had to do that because the barbers back then, before we had to be licensed for barbers, they was giving us a bad name, cutting up game. So it's like, man, you feel me? The awareness of importance of cleaning practices is preventing disease become so widespread that the terminal method system was enacted in 1916 in New York City. At that time, it was common to see barbershops, beauty shops, and other small businesses enterprises at the main railroad terminal in larger cities. The terminal method system outlined strict disinfection and cleaning practices, such as boiling tools and in view of customers and using airtight storage for disinfecting implements. The system soon spread to other shops throughout New York, providing customers with superior sanitary service. The Associating Master Barbers of America was established in Chicago, Illinois in 1924, eventually expanding to include beauty salons, owners, and managers, and changing its name to Associated Masters Barbers and Beauticians of America, AMBBA, in 1941. By 1925, its members had established the National Educational Council with the goal of standardizing and upgrading barber training. The council successfully set down the requirements of barber schools and barber instructor training establishment curriculum and promulgated the passage of state licensing laws. Working in corporations with the AMBBA, The National Association of Barber Schools, formed in 1927, developed a program that standardized the operation of barber schools themselves. In 1929, in St. Paul, Minnesota, the National Association of State Board of Barber Examinators was created to solidify the qualifications required for barber examination applicants and the methods of evaluation to the use. Finally, by 1929, the AMBBA adopted a barber code of ethics to promote professional responsibility. The trade and later published its own barbering textbook. And that's where I got a lot of this information from. The barber textbook, Cutting Up Game. Since 1929, all states have passed laws regulating the practice of barbering and hairstyling. The state boards are primarily concerned with the protection of the health, safety, and welfare of the public. They do this through the maintenance of high educational standards, so assure complements and skilled service, the licensing of the individual and shops, and the enforcement of infection control laws. Many of today's state barber board meets up twice a year as members of the National Association of Barber Boards of the America. I definitely want to know that. Quick notes that might be on y'all exam test. So, man, yeah, jot that down. You feel me? The NABBA established the month of September as National Barber Month to recognize the contributions of barbers to society. According to the ABBA's website, the organization mission statement and objectives are: National Association of Barber Boards of America represent over 300,000 barbers, and it is this icon of the independent business person. The tonsorial art has been the tradition in the United States of America since its inception. The time-honored tradition of the neighbor barbershop continues to grow and prosper. Additionally, the organization proclaims the following objectives: to promote and exchange the information between the state barber boards and state agency examining, license, and regulating the barber industry; to develop standards and procedures for examining barbers; to develop standards for licensing and policy of the barber industry; to develop a curriculum for the educating barbers; to promote continuous education in the barber industry; to develop and promote procedures for ensuring that the consumer is informed and protected. Cutting Up Gang, man. And if y'all like videos like this, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Take a long time to do these videos, and man, I'm gonna see y'all again tomorrow. Yeah.